Okay, I'm going to show you how to use After Effects to put together a submission using your reference footage and your final footage and all that kind of stuff. So here we go. First of all, you're going to right mouse click in the project window, choose Import File, and I'm going to go to my project. There we are, half pipe, and we'll go to Images, and here's my render. Now you'll notice that it imports it at 30 frames per second. We don't want that, so I'm going to right mouse click on the footage and choose Interpret Footage Main. So with this dialog, I can actually type in 24 frames per second and you'll see that that is now corrected. So I'm going to drag this down to the New Composition button, the bottom left hand corner of this window, the third button from the left, and you'll see that I have a new composition now. So I'll hit my space bar and we can see it. And again, remember, this animation wasn't perfect. That wasn't the point. I just wanted to show you how to work with rotations, introduce you to the graph editor, and other tools like that. But it looks okay. I mean, it's not bad. Well, it is bad. But anyway, okay. It's pretty good and good enough certainly for me to work with this here. Okay, now I may want to include my reference in this, so I'm going to import that as well. So File, and we'll go back to my source images folder, select one of the images and hit open or import, and I'm going to click and drag. Oh, first of all, I'm going to change that to 24 frames per second as well. Don't you just love these unscripted tutorials? There we are, and I'll drag this onto the New Composition button that's right here, it's not a button, it's an icon, or I could actually drag it in here, or I could drag it here, but if I just drag it here, you can see that it will import it into my project or into my composition. Now, this is too big, so I'm going to select that layer, hit S, and I'll change the scale to something appropriate. I think 20% will be fine, and it is. And then I'll click on the on that layer, hold down Shift, and drag it up. So you can see that I now have my reference and my actual footage playing in the same window. Isn't that lovely? All right. So now we'll label our footage. So really quickly, go to the text tool by clicking on it in the toolbar up here, and I'm going to type reference. Oh, you can see that my text is actually right justified. There we are. I'll click on center. That'll be fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my align tool. So I'll go back to my select tool on this. Make sure that the layer is selected. It is. And while we're here, let's drag it out so that it is the entire length of the composition. If your bar isn't stretched all the way across here, make sure you do. And then I'll just drag that out. So it will literally play for the entire length, or be there for the entire length of the animation. And then what I'll do is I'll go to Window Align, and I'm going to align this to the center on the composition. So that's good. That's done. Let's play that back. You can see what I've got here. All right. And then what I'll do is I'll actually label it with my name. So I'm going to go to Paragraph, right mouse or right justify, go to my text tool again, click here, oops, if only I could type. There we are, and this will be ball, half pipe, animation, oops, like I said. And then what I could do is move it into whatever position I want it to be. There we are. And once again, make sure that the layer is the full length. You can just click and drag it. It's easy. So there we are. Let's play the animation back. Lovely. Okay, so if you want, you can also add little fancy effects. Like you could select this layer here if you want. Go to Effects and Presets, and you could type in the word drop here, like I have. and then you can add a drop shadow to your, to that selected layer if you like, and you'll have to increase the distance of it, and you'll have to make it nice and soft. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous. So yeah, something along those lines anyway. Let's see what we have. Oh, that looks lovely. So now I can see, the reference material. I can see the actual animation. Everything's labeled clearly. It's all good. If it's all good, then what you could do is you can go to Composition, Add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue. We'll wait for that to open. Okay, now that this is loaded, what we're going to do is we're just simply going to tell it where we want the movie to go. So I'll go to my project again, and I'll go to my movies folder, and this will be my half pipe final. There we are. And I'll hit save. I'll replace whatever was there in this case. Let's go ahead and render it. The ding tells us that we're done. Let's have a quick look at our movie. There it is. Beautiful. So there you have it.